We got the Variax sitting right there. Holy cow, look at the bomb. What else we got? Are there other Easter eggs here? The tubes up there. What else am I missing? The yellow piping. Yellow rope / tape. The wireless. Welcome to the party, pals. I am Droid. Today I'm going to check out IK Multimedia Tonex's brand new Brown Sound 78-79 Tone Model Collection. Now I just hit this try all button right here, thinking I was going to have a week, 2 weeks, some sort of lengthy trial. Not the case. I got 30 minutes to test out these tones, so I'm going to save all the talking for after the sound demo. We'll do things a little differently. Let's get right into the sound demo, because the clock's already ticking. Did you hear that static coming at the end there? Cut me off right when things were getting good. And holy smokes, did this thing blow me away. I spent the majority of the time stuck on one patch because it sounded so good. I decided to start clicking around. Figured I better at least get to some of these. And the way that I use Tonex, there wasn't a tremendous amount of variation between all these different presets or tone models. But really, if I only had one of these, this amp, spectacular. I absolutely love this amp. Now this video is a bit strange. This isn't typically how I do things. With the time limit constraints and everything, I decided to do things a little differently. But in case you're wondering, I like to use Tonex a little differently than everybody else, at least as far as I know. I don't use the noise gate. I don't use the cabs. I don't use the compressor. Don't use the modulation, delay, reverb, none of it. The only thing I use is the amp. If you've seen my previous videos on Tonex, you know why. If you're new around here, I'll give you the quick rundown. Basically, the way I like to use amp simulators, Tonex will not allow me to do that. I would need an extra little block here for a boost pedal. Preferably allow me to use the Tonex pedal captures in conjunction with the Tonex amp captures. That would be cool. Better noise gate. I also prefer the cab selection / interface in Amplitube. So the setup that I'm running, to quickly go over it again, I'm using one instance of Amplitube 5 for noise gate and boost. Then I'm going into Tonex for the amp, back into another instance of Amplitube for the cab section, as well as post effects, and finally into TrackS Sunset Sound Reverb, my personal favorite reverb plugin that I've tested, and it just so happens to fit in with this Brown Sound 7879 collection. Because Sunset Sound is the studio in which Van Halen recorded Van Halen and Van Halen 2. I know some people probably think it's stupid that I'm not utilizing this cab impulse response, whatever. I'm sure there's plenty of other people doing videos where they will utilize those. I did test them out very briefly. It's pretty much the same deal for me. I prefer Amplitube just the way it is for me. Sorry about it. That's part of the reason why generally when I put these videos out, you'll notice I put a little clip of me playing in the beginning. That way if people like that sound, they can go ahead and watch the video. If they don't like that sound that I achieved, it gives them an opportunity to say, that guy sounds like trash. I'm not watching that video. Variety is the spice of life. So now that I've got a little bit more time to talk, in case you couldn't tell, let's do a little bit of reading here because I didn't even get a chance to fully research this thing before I stupidly hit the try all button. Should have made sure it was time to start rocking like docking before I did that. But what you gonna do about it? Let's read this. 50 tone models based on 2 iconic albums. Brown Sound 7879 Signature Collection captures the guitar tones of 2 legendary albums, iconic and legendary, with stunning precision. Built around a meticulously recreated 1968 Marshall Super Lead, modded to the mythical number 12301 spec. Was that Edwards Marshall? I'm a pretty big Van Halen fan. However, there are some people that are on just another level, completely other planet than me. I love those people. Love listening to them talk. Anytime I can learn more information, especially about the things that I love. One of my favorite things ever. So I'm already happy here learning some information. Although I'm assuming that's his, not confirming. Perhaps we'll have to do further research. This collection features 50 tone models shaped by period-correct gear, creative miking techniques, and voltage-controlled amp behavior for unmatched feel and realism. I did notice they got the Variac sitting right there. That's pretty cool. Every element was dialed in with obsessive attention to detail, from rare cabinet and speaker combinations, including 25-watt greenbacks and a vintage JBL D120FS combo cab, to authentic signal chains using the original pedals, wireless systems, and even 70 feet of vintage guitar cable for accurate high-end roll-off. Spectacular attention to detail. Nice job, IK Multimedia. and other parties involved. That's what I like about IK Multimedia. They go to great lengths to get this stuff done, and then they deliver it to us for an affordable cost. Nice job, IK Multimedia. By the way, not affiliated. Didn't even buy this, just tried it. Although I would like to be affiliated. Life goals, right? If you will it, it is no dream. Continuing on, variac voltage settings, 68 volt, 78 volt, 89 volt, and custom tube configurations were used to model the exact sag, compression, and distortion characteristics that defined those fiery, tapped lead, and rhythm tones. Captured with classic studio gear, these tone models don't just sound right, they feel alive. They certainly do, let me tell you that. So yeah, basically you get 50 tone models. I only needed one, to be honest with you. The first one that I was using, insane. One day I'm going to have to pick this up once they really get a nice bundle going of stuff that I don't already own. Love the IK Multimedia bundles as well. Nice job, IK Multimedia. But yeah, everything in here, I think we covered everything in here. Love it. I don't have much to say other than that I love it. Ah, look at that. They got, if you click on these ones, they put that up there. That's gotta be like the wireless. Is that what that is? Gotta be. Holy cow, look at the bomb. Look at that. Van Halen fans, you know what that is, right? That's a pretty cool Easter egg right there. What else we got? Are there other Easter eggs here? Let me look. The yellow tape is for Van Halen 2, 79. Brain. The brain's working tonight. Oh, they also got yellow piping. Look at that. Attention to detail. IK Multimedia. Amazing. What else am I missing? They got the white piping for Van Halen 1. They changed that to 78 instead of 79. And they put the tubes up there. I don't know, maybe he popped out some tubes or something. Is that what the deal was? Like I said, I'm a big Van Halen fan, but I don't know everything. I love learning more every day. I've probably been a Van Halen fan for, goodness gracious, I don't know. My age is going to limit me for how long I can be a fan, unfortunately, unless I was pre-birth Van Halen fan. But yeah, so there's people out there for what, 40, 50 years. So obviously those people are going to know more than me. If any of you are out there watching this video, hit me with some knowledge. I'd love to learn. What else we got? I don't see any other variations. But still, that was fun. Nice Easter eggs, IK Multimedia. So yeah, I think that covers everything in here. I do want to go to the website and check that out. So let's do that. Another angle of the setup. Little bit of the guitar there. The Van Halen 1 guitar. The first in an exclusive 3-part series, diving deep into the legendary recorded guitar tones that defined modern rock, using period-correct gear and an obsessive attention to detail. So we're going to have 2 more coming. Is that going to be different artists, or is that going to be more Van Halen? Does anybody know this? They have me intrigued, I'll say that. I want to know what else they got planned for us here. So they got a video there, I'll have to watch that at some point. Other details included removing output tubes 4 and 5. There we go, that's why the tubes were up top. For the 78 captures to produce that signature bite, bloom, and angry edge. Speaker choice was everything. I've said that numerous times. Speakers are extremely important. / impulse responses. Those are going to have a huge difference on the sound. Hence why I like to use my own cab in Amplitube. I just kind of got stuck on the one that I set up in Amplitube, and anytime I change it now, it sounds weird to me. So that's why I do that. Maybe if I had time to go through all 50 of those, I could possibly find one that I really like. In the future, I'll have to do that whenever I acquire this collection. Something to look forward to, right? Every cab was mic'd with classic SM57s. Run through vintage style analog console. A few tone models were created using a U67 placed further back to capture more resonance and a smoother top end. See, that's more my style right there. Smoother top end. That's what I like. For players who want a bit more edge, alternate hot tone models are included, created by driving the analog mic preamp harder to add extra gain and saturation. Man, they went all out with this thing. I really wish I had more time to explore it. Like I said, something to look forward to. The front end signal was run through the exact vintage pedals. That's cool. Used in the original recordings, even when bypassed to retain their subtle but crucial tonal imprint. Continually impressed here. IK Multimedia is the best. Several captures using the Vega wireless system. There you go, that was what was up top. In short, no expense was spared, I can tell, or compromise made to achieve the incredible tone models of this exciting collection, with the promise of more to come. Very exciting. So this thing costs $79.99 US doll hairs. That's apparently a limited time price. Then it's going up to 99 US doll hairs. One day I will acquire this, but I gotta say I was impressed by this. I didn't expect to like it this much. It's gonna be tough to hold out on this one, but I'll have to endure that static that plays and check it out a little bit further. I don't know. Maybe A/B it with some of my favorite amps in Amplitube, some of my favorite tone models in Tonex. See if it really is as spectacular as I think it is. Or if I'm just in the honeymoon phase or whatever you call it. It's new, it's exciting, it's fun. Time will tell on all of that. But for now, I think that's enough talking out of me. That's where we're going to wrap this one up. I had a great time checking this out. Once again, I have been Droid. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to check out my channel for more videos like this. I got Tonex videos, Amplitube, tons of IK Multimedia stuff, synthesizer and drum videos as well. I even got music videos, lyric videos. Check it out. If you could be so kind, please check out my music on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, etc. under Droid. JROID, Linktree/Droid. Links are in the description. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you taking the time to do so. And as always, stay safe.